Привет, 48-й вчера взял уровень приключения. Понятно, а у самого какой уровень? Что-то ты там качался, короче. Так, короче, походу, это, кроме одуванчиков, ни хера я не насобирал. Да какой некогда, блядь. Ой, бля. Чё они от меня хотят? Досок надо принести. Доску надо отдать.
Everlasting as the moon.
Веревка нужна теперь. Да я редко играю. Да 8-9 уровень я взял ровно за час игры. Вот прям за час игры у меня 9 уровень был. Что значит редко играю? Тут просто первые 3 квеста сдаешь, и у тебя 9 уровень. Ты чё туркуешь, блядь? Вон у меня даже стрим, первый стрим посмотришь, у меня 1,5 часа он идет. И я взял, по-моему, 12-й. Какой 8-9? Понятно. Я же говорю, я 12-й взял за 1,5 часа игры. Ровно 1,5 часа игры я взял 12-й. И там даже сдавать ничего не надо. Там просто далее жмешь пару квестов. Говорит, я играю 8-9 уровень. Это даже ты не играешь, это... Это так, зашел, скачал, посмотрел, что у тебя, скорее всего, лагает, все тормозит и некомфортно играть. Я думаю, в этом дело. Потому что, блядь... Говорить, что 8 уровень, это даже не говорить ничего. Это считай, что у тебя нет уровня. Никакого. Потому что можно за час создать персонажа и 10 аккаунтов сделать до 8 уровня, до 9.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my sword. Overruled.
Давай умирай.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Просто, блядь, кто мне посоветовал эту пизду, блядь? Она совсем не дамажит. Пиздец, что за блядство, блядь? Просто 600, 500, 600, 500.
Not good. Transfixed. Witness my rise. Go on. No, my sword. Stay put. Laid bare.
В воде, конечно, он умирает намного быстрее.
Everlasting as the moon. Overruled.
Так. Сдаемся.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing.
500 опыта. Это
Ad
хорошо.
Astra.
Экспедиция. Получить все. Повторить. Закрыть. Теперюшки. Получить. Да, блядь, ты ебать, я выбираю нужную, сука, блядь. Вот бесит то, что, блядь, он меняет нахуй выбор. Так, ну и задание. Получить. Короче, 2 каких-то задания взял, теперь у меня есть. Ну, ты же тоже говорил, что тебе не нравится анимешный пеш. Ты же играешь там. Я и не говорю, что они мне сейчас нравятся. Я бы с удовольствием бы играл бы каких-нибудь черепашек-ниндзя бы, блядь, или нормальных бы, блядь, персонажей. Вот это вот, блядь, рожа мужика-бабы, блядь, это пиздец, нахуй. Ты посмотри, вот это, блядь, рожа с большими глазами, нахуй. Вот это уебище лохматое, это просто пиздец, блядь. Ты посмотри на все эти анимешные рожи, это пиздец. Я, блядь, вот честно, я глаза закрываю, блядь, это вот пизда малолетняя, блядь, с большими ушами. Что у нее, блядь, просто, блядь, ну... Я не говорю, что мне аниме нравится. Я всегда говорил, что аниме это самый хуёвый жанр, который только есть. Я прохожу игру, мне надо пройти игру, как, блядь, знаешь, ты же знаешь, что я много прошел игр, блядь. Это одна из игр, которую надо пройти. Похуй, что она анимешная. И это, как говорится, блядь, ну, можно и страшную бабу ебать, нахуй. Но если ее надо выебать, это надо выебать, понимаешь? То же самое и аниме, блядь. Если, ну, ты играешь в аниме, блядь, это ты знаешь, что это страшная хуйня, блядь, понимаешь? Это страшное, блядь. Ну, надо, блядь, пройти, вот я прохожу, блядь. Просто для, ну, для галочки, нахуй. А то, что я, блядь, ну, в своей жизни не поменяю, блядь, взгляд на то, что это залупа, блядь, коня, нахуй, а не игра, это, ну, это залупа коня, нахуй. Это хуёвый жанр, блядь, аниме, блядь, придумали пидоры, блядь. Я все это знаю прекрасно, блядь. Но я играю просто из-за того, что мне, ну, надо пройти эту игру, блядь. Я пройду ее и удалю, как хуям не бывало, блядь. Как и там всякие World of Warcraft, и все, что я проходил, блядь, для этих, как их называется-то. Ну, для общего, блядь, это, обозрения, блядь. Поэтому, да, игра, блядь, да, хуёвая, пиздец, да, заёбистая, блядь. Там, самое заёбистое, это вот, ну, вот эти ёбла, блядь, вот эти вот. Ты смотришь на них, они все, блядь, одинаковые, все, блядь, страшные, все, блядь, все пиздец мультяшные, блядь, ну... Это главные персонажи, которых вот я бы сменил бы. Чайник безмятежности. Надо тоже завершить. В чайнике дела. Везде дела.
We have put...
Получили назад. L2. Стул. Диван. Картина. Врата. Блять, алхимический верстак не заихуярил. Ладно, потом. Уже что-то там получается, уже какие-то там, блять. $120. Где меньше 120-то есть что? 180. Тоже 120. Опять же дом, сторожевая башня. Изгороди. Коридоры, хуёры, блять. Забор есть. Коралл из красного металла какая-то. Дворец. Ой, колодец, а не дворец. Все высказался. Моя мама спрашивает, кто у тебя там матерится. Прости, пожалуйста, если я заматерился. Вот. Тут, как говорится, это... Злые демоны пришли, короче, и высказались по поводу плохой игры. Потому что игра... Говорит, сделал тише. Я ж не думал, что я это громко так при взрослых выражаюсь. Блядь, да как так? Ты 2 раза купил. Поэтому нет. Как квесты, как я тебе не скрываю, есть тут куча всяких интересных моментов, которые хочется исследовать, там, знаешь, задания интересные. По крайней мере, я играю в игру, в которой нету практически конца, понимаешь? Ну, в данном случае я, вот аниме, аниме, мне не нравится аниме. Я не скрываю это, как бы... Ничего не скрываю, аниме это для меня тяжело.
Flowers, trees, plants, and animals are all my friends. Oh, would you like to chat with the finches? I can take you to them, and I can also help translate for you. Come on, it'll be fun. But first, let's get some grains as a gift for them.
О, 40-й получил. 5 дней, 45-й не получил. Вот как вот играю каждый день, 50-й не получил. Причем, если бы я получил 50-й бы, я бы 100% бы, короче, купил бы себе сезон. Но так как сезон не покупается... Все, опять у меня все перегружено. Бесит. Ну как? Ну посмотрите, какая локация большая, блядь. Ну чё сюда нельзя строить? Ну почему? Мне самому квесты нравятся. Если дополнительные квесты, это плюс игры. Бегать, где местность... Есть и подземки. Ну, здесь нет подземелий никаких. Все вот эти вот испытания — это полный отстой. Если бы ты играл бы хоть немножко, крымчанин, в World of Warcraft, если бы ты хоть раз бы зацепил бы, блядь, ну, вот эти рейды бы или что-то бы, ты бы понял, какое... Ну, ты понял, какая это офигенная игра. В данном случае я ничего не хочу сказать, но здесь нету никаких ни рейдов, ни подземелий. Это создатели здесь даже, блядь, ну... Я все равно еще надеюсь, что, блядь, World of Warcraft выйдет на PlayStation, а я заново начну проходить, качаться, короче, сам понимаешь. Поэтому... Ни в одной игре я знаю, что 100% не было это, как его называют-то... Такого увлечения, как в World of Warcraft. По крайней мере, по квестам, по всему. Не знаю. Пока квесты делаем. Сюжетку нам еще далеко. До 60 уровня я 100% постараюсь качнуться. Ну, чтобы, знаешь, этот... Плюс на 60-м надо выполнить там все основные, грубо говоря, задания, получить. А дальше... Когда уже будет там, знаешь, ну, может, раз в неделю будем заходить, может, чаще, может, реже. Может, просто задание легенд сделать или что-то. Посмотрим как. Но пока что, вот, ну, тянет, вот, надо пройти задание.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
This is where you fall.
With the wind!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all.
Конечно,
Seems like
мне
I've
было
mistaken
забавно,
you for
кажется, я
someone else.
обознался.
At the very least, you should make sure you got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous! dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name? He carries a sword just like you. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here waving. Well, one thing's for sure. No, right? Anyway, just to be honest. Oh? What kind of a special connection? Anyway, the Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment.
Рыжий клен, глава 1. Остров Рита. Это мы можем. Чао. Хочу чао, аж кончал.
Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. If it's because of that battle, Kazuha keeps to him.
Oh, so you...
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso
Я
no
обознался,
Hitotaki.
только что зашел в игру 12 уровень. Ну, и говорю, 12 я взял за
Is it
полтора часа
really as
игры.
big a... Really?
Что это даже я не играл, я даже не знал, я просто сделал два этих. Там вначале
In
дают
that case,
сразу.
his newfound stardom is
Ну,
well
часто
deserved.
поиграл, может, с
He was
лагами
called
у
away
тебя
earlier by some
показалось, что
people
ты
from
3
the
часа
Tenryo
поиграл.
Commission. They said they had
Я
something
так понял,
important
все,
to
кто не
discuss with
играет
him.
в Genshin,
I
они
thought they'd
просто
come to arrest
лагает.
him
Я
at
думаю,
first.
на телефоне
Turns out they
лагает
couldn't
у
have been
многих.
friendlier to him.
Компьютеры
Seems like
тоже
they
не
really
все
respect the
тянут.
guy.
Поэтому...
Just a little while ago, this would have been complete. Thank you. Guess what?
All right then.
Так, ну и что мне хотят? Отправляйте в штаб-квартиру Куиз. Штаб-квартира. Штаб-квартира. Куда? Чего? А, во. Штаб-квартира. Ни хрена себе тут какая штаб-квартира. Так, разговоры. Начинаются разговоры. Долгие разговоры сейчас будут чувствовать.
Oh, it's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Welcome to Bonton Sunday Detective Agency. What we have resolved.
Ah, if it isn't Kaede Harakazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryou Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And neither of them came back. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon.
Брат, здорово, и тебе, брат,
There would
здорово.
have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Okay. Unrelenting patience and willpower to move mountains.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to on the last day.
Whoa!
And that...
Actually, it didn't. You must After I said that, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our had I not indulged? And the next thing I heard...
I see. Ame-no-me-yu...
At first, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so... I don't know. Perhaps he's too As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame-no-me-yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. What started as a disagreement over the price escalated and ultimately turned into a tragedy. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. That would make the other party innocent, and they would have no reason to hide themselves from the public. If this is indeed what happened, and the innocent man hasn't come forward yet, then it suggests they may have already lost their life. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame-no-me-yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Ame-no-me-yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, Namely, that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma, indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at him.
All we can do now is keep searching in the dirt. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Witness my rise. Overruled.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger. He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaede Harakazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art!
Ah, so Ame no Meyuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaede Harakazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me! Submit to me! Join me and sever that divine light!
Transfixed. Everlasting as the moon. Overruled.
Disappear!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Transfixed.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right! Paimon remembers now! Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Amano Mayuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get the wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Wind strike!
Time to go.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. Though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, let's keep going.
Let's get down to business.
One with nature.
To the very... Finally,
Clouds high. The birds
To the very... Let's get down to business. There's more! To the very...
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that he cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Wind strike!
I've got the upper hand. Cheap tricks. You win.
That was such a close call.
My apologies. In the end, I still needed your help.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can help this time!
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
What a lucky day!
We try
Wind strike!
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, You lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things. When I touched a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by.
Wow.
Indeed. He spent the rest. He felt it, so he all he wanted.
So that what? After...
Right. This blade... Yes. Time would not... He seems to have...
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clack. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
This was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bantan Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
The Tenryou Commission is all...
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
It's nice to see you again! Oh, hey there, Traveler in Paimon. Are you here for some shopping too? That's right. Although there were a few hiccups here and there, the Sub-Zerus Festival turned out to be a grand success. And so, the theater wants to host a celebration event. Do you two want to come? It'll be a really fun time. It's something like a tradition of ours. Whenever we wrap an important performance, we'll get together and unwind. Rehearsals are exhausting. If you keep your nose to the grindstone, you're going to wipe yourself out sooner or later. Mr. Zubair, our manager, always says that celebrations aren't just for fun, but that they should also be occasions for reflection and review. But no one remembers that once the celebration starts. It's not like he can't also have some fun himself. We've been to a lot of festivals during our adventures. Will your celebration also have lots of yummy food and drinks?
Of course. We always do lots of eating, toasting, and gift exchanging. We try really hard to show our appreciation for everyone.
Ah, so we'll need to bring a present. No way! Treat others how you want to be treated, right? Paimon already has a great gift in mind. But maybe you could lend Paimon some more of hers?
It's fine. No need to stress, Paimon. You can come, present or not. The gift exchange is just to make the celebration more entertaining. You two being there would be the best gift of all. It'll also be a good time to introduce you to the rest of the theater.
Is something up?
Yeah. I tried to visit her, but I got turned away at the door. The people there wouldn't listen to a single word I said. All I could do was to leave a letter encouraging her to get some rest and keep her spirits up. She'll be better soon. And then we can celebrate together at the theater.
It's all thanks to you and Nilu that we managed to save Dunyarzad.
You're way compared to you. Anyway, all that aside, are you thinking about coming to our event?
Paimon thinks it'll be a great time!
Alright, then let's head to the Wait, I completely forgot about this pile of stuff!
Whoa, did you buy all of this, Nilu?
Just one box. The rest were given to me.
That's way too many freebies!
All I know is that whenever I start I was planning on making a few trips.
So this isn't even all? Of course!
Oh! Well, if it isn't Nilu!
Greetings, Mr. Jute. Do you still have any food that's ready to go?
Of course I do! I've heard that Zubair Theater is hosting a celebration event, so I reserved some food for you in advance. Although, it looks like you're gonna need 2 more portions.
Please allow me to introduce them. This is the Traveler, a very experienced adventurer. And this is Paimon, his super reliable guide and helper.
No, Paimon is... hold on. She got it completely right. Look, Traveler! She introduced Paimon correctly!
Seems that these friends of yours aren't from here. Have they ever tried any delicious tachin?
Whoa, what a fantastic idea! Mr. Jute, did you bake a batch recently? Tachin is a mixture of rice and meat that's baked into a cake-like shape. Mr. Jute adds special spices into his. Its aroma is just so wonderfully delicious. If you ever see kids crowding all around Mr. Jute's place, you know he's baking up a storm.
But is it really just for the kids? Don't you often follow them in too?
I just can't help myself.
We're 2 peas in a pod. Who doesn't enjoy some good food?
Wait here. I'll bring some over.
Whoa, what a dish! It's sweet and sour and full of delicious...
I baked a lot just now.
You made so much. Is it really okay to take them all?
It was nothing. Making one serve. Don't worry about it. What kind of person would I be if I made you pay for a treat? Make sure you got everything. Feel free to come back anytime.
I'm starting to understand how you got so many things.
Yeah. Everyone has their own way with words, and it's really hard to say no. Let's go to the next store.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy. What's so great about Smash 9 toys anyway?
In my opinion, Juice is the best stall in the whole bazaar.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy. What's so great about Smash 9 toys anyway?
In my opinion, Juice is the best stall in the whole bazaar.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy. What's so great about Smash 9 toys?
'Twas on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair.
In my opinion, Juice is the best stall in the whole bazaar.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwan Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to our adventure?
In my opinion, Juice is the best stall in the whole bazaar.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy. What's so great about Smash 9 toys?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow. Huh? All will be revealed in the next volume?
Nilu, good timing. I have the textiles you ordered. If you took any longer, the Sumpter beasts might have gobbled them up.
You and your jokes. Sumpter beasts won't eat those kinds of things, Mr. Offsheen.
Jude said that some Sumpter beasts ate his spices. Were they yours?
Oh, yeah, really sorry about that. Nilu, if it weren't for you, I would have lost half of my profits that month.
Trying to pull anything out of a Sumpter beast's mouth is like playing a game of tug-of-war.
So they really do eat anything, huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Come now. You know, Sumpter beasts sometimes eat not because they're hungry, but because they like gnawing on things. The textiles you ordered are highly durable and woven from the finest thread. So even if a Sumpter beast got snacky, it'd still have to chomp on it for a full day.
You've tested this before?
But of course! How else could I be so trustworthy? Well, that one time was an accident. I wouldn't dare experiment with such a precious product.
True, It does sound like some good fabric.
Ho ho! Have I piqued your interest? If you want to buy some, now's a good time. Buy 2 bolts and get 20% off.
Ooh, that's a pretty good discount. What do you think, Traveler?
No thanks, Mr. Offsheen. You can't use that kind of tactic on her. Look, you've already sucked her in.
Tactic? So you mean everything he just said to Paimon was a lie?
I wouldn't go that far. It's just that Mr. Offsheen is really good at spinning stories. A word from him, and you'll find yourself buying things you don't actually need. Mr. Zubair gave me a huge lecture the last time I bought too many things.
Come on, don't look at me like that. All she got was a talking to from Zubair, while I was nearly fed head first to the Sumpter beasts. My philosophy is that stories give value to merchandise. That's why my business started with such a boom. Our Nilu here is an extraordinarily good listener. Back then, she believed anything I said. After a while, I began to feel guilty selling things to her because of how happy she looked. Though she enjoyed the stories and I the Mora, I knew she didn't need to buy that much. Anyway, since then, I've come to realize 2 things. 1, that stories should just be a means instead of an end. And 2, that there's more to business than just selling goods.
It's okay. We're all friends now. There's no need to dig up the past.
That reminds me. Some of the goods from my latest shipment aren't in the best condition. They're fine for general use, but my customers have high standards, and I don't have the time or resources to find new buyers right now. Nilu, why don't you take them?
Huh?
Just think of it costs me Mora to store or ship.
Even so...
Nah, these goods, just take them. If you really feel that bad about it, give me some theater tickets later. Oh, yeah, you should also take some while you're at it. Adventurers are always in need of materials, right?
Wow, even we get a share of this?
Hurry and take it. Just looking at it all is giving me a headache. Thanks for the huge favor.
There's still one more store. Are you alright holding on to that much stuff? Paimon, why don't you lend a hand? He must be tired.
If Paimon were to refuse, would you then think less of Paimon than even a Sumpter beast?
It was on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair.
About time, Nilu. Farhad here was snooping around your props.
Please, I was only looking at them to get a better idea of what your new show may be about.
Wouldn't spoiling yourself just ruin all the fun?
Yeah, please wait for our official performance.
These two look familiar. I think I've seen them before. Ah, weren't they at the Sub-Zerus festival?
Yeah, and they're coming to today's celebration too.
Oh, the more folks, the merrier. I was actually just talking to Farhad about also stopping by tonight.
Oh, yes, please do. I'm sure Miss Raykar and Miss Nadja would also love to have a chat with the two of you.
We even prepared a small gift. Let me show it to you. Ta-da! It's a flower wreath. I really think we should wear some of these to give the event a more celebratory feel.
Wow, it's beautiful. Did you make it?
Farhad did most of the work. What a surprise, huh? He actually knows a lot about crafts.
That is pretty surprising.
Hey, why can't I have a little side hobby? I worked really hard on that.
I know. I watched you make it. I wasn't making fun of you. All right. Why don't you also try some on? We've got some wreaths in your size.
It fits perfectly.
They're so pretty! Is there one that Paimon can wear?
Unfortunately, we already gave out all the child-sized ones. I wasn't expecting the theater to invite such a fascinating guest.
Fascinating? Huh. That sounds kind of weird, but Paimon will let it slide.
Oh, you all sure got a lot of stuff there. Let me help you carry some. I'm a porter by trade, so this is what I'm best at.
That'd be great! Please and thank you. But we have a pro now!
Thanks for the help, Mr. Farhad. But let me make one thing clear first. Don't try to ask about what's in the new show. Otherwise, I may not be able to hold back Mr. Zubair this time.
You're so obvious that even Nilu saw right through you.
Shut it. Fine. It's not like I want to get on his bad side either. Including Hushang's things, though. We'll each need to carry a box if we want to move everything in one trip. Even my strength has its limits.
Paimon looks like she doesn't want to, so I'll carry a little extra. Although I may not appear super strong at first glance, I actually do a lot of strength training on the regular. Strength and balance are both really important for a dancer.
No, let Paimon. Paimon will help carry things. The Traveler's right. Paimon shouldn't freeload. Paimon can't fly anymore.
Are you okay, Paimon?
Paimon's good to keep going. But Paimon now understands when people say there's no such thing as a free lunch.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
In my opinion, Shoots is the best stall in the whole bazaar.
Now, this is what I call a moment of solitude. Time to act.
Oh, that sure was a lot of stuff. Oh, looking forward to the event later.
Thank you, Mr. Farhad.
Thank you, Sumter Man. Paimon's definitely going to eat it all back later.
All right, I'll leave you all to it.
See ya. Good thing we had Mr. Farhad with us, or else that would have taken away. Of course, we're all like Nape with this many. Later on, when you order the wrong item or make too, that's why there's no need to stress over the freebie.
Oh,
this has become our. So really, all right. Feel free to hang out here for a bit. Nope, you two are our guests, so please just relax and look forward to the cel.
Wow, the atmosphere here is so nice. Let's take a break and immerse ourselves in this warmth.
What? Who are you? You can't just... I'm just,
Is that embroidered?
No. It's just... sorry. I really do need to focus and start working on it.
What an oddball. Oh well.
Hey there, are you two?
You got it!
My name is Ray. The little ones causing a ruckus are They always get really excited every time we hold celebration. Yes, they are. There's good work. I'm quite content.
Do you mean your life wasn't nearly as good before?
It's all right. It's my husband and I. Material struggle, but I still...
Sorry for bringing...
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Once the event starts, you'll be able to see for yourself the kind of atmosphere I was talking about.
Doesn't look...
Hey!
You, on the other... How would you describe the... Mere curiosity is all. So that unremarkable. Is art a product? I, for one... I've been staying here. I prefer to... the existence of the theater, of Nilu, and of humanity itself. All of these can be considered as form...
How does that have it?
Let me ask you this. What do you think is the meaning of art?
Спасибо за лайк, очень приятно. Нормально так, качаемся, 48 уровень, там, сопротивление или что там.
Sorry for the wait. I'll call everyone over, and then we can...
Let us give you a hand. Maybe we really should have prepared a gift. Then we could also be a part. As it is, all we can do is wait.
Maybe we... I didn't do that great of a job.
Oh, don't think like that. And besides, you've never...
I'm still...
There's nothing to be worried about. There aren't any scare...
Right.
Huh. All right. Maybe this will help. Everyone, over here! Inaya has something great to tell you all.
Wait! I've already said...
Take it easy and if you don't say anything.
Using it as a gift.
So when Inaya was talking about making a prop, she was... Yeah, it feels like it looked...
Actually, Inaya had prepared a special present for everyone before the celebration.
Woohoo! We're gonna get our first present for...
Pipe down! The louder you all are, the... You've worked on it for so long.
You've got this.
Is Mr. Zubair here? Sheikh Zubair, this is an urgent notice from the Academia.
What a condescending...
Since Zubair Theater has as its manager, you...
Why?
Little girl, this is...
I didn't hear... We have more shows planned.
That issue is of no concern. You seem to understand the situation.
Demolition?
The Academia has never liked us. This isn't the first time they've... But our audience isn't the Academia. If our shows are changing our content would not only mean turning our backs... Yeah. But... I also...
I do not wish to explain...
But none of us...
Ask whoever you will.
Enough! Does your audacity know no limits, Father?
Huh? Father?
What's Academia? Let me tell you. You've always been up...
This is strictly business. Or what you think. I hope you all have not been irrevocably... Wrap everything up, and make preparations to shut down at once.
Why is he always like that?
This is quite the misfortune, but there's not... That's it for today. I'll go talk to them again.
to apologize. Is what that guy said.
Yeah, knowledge is king in Sumeru, and their pursuit of it leaves no. But if that's all it is, after Inaya ran, she really talks about. I never expected.
If you did nothing wrong, who cares? Let's just take a minute. Aw, damn.
I'll try to think of something. What to do?
Can you pretend to shut down, but secretly continue to hold your... Or we could go through
a debate?
Oh, if we can prove to Inaya's father that the Academia's position doesn't hold...
I see. It's a good idea. Huh? No. I can't debate.
Nilu?
This theater holds us, but I just don't know.
Paimon'll help too.
Thanks, you two. All right. I've decided. Even though I may fail?
That's our need.
Okay.
This just came...
Beats me. Everyone else...
Body and mind.
Trying to best. If you really want to try...
I don't think it's entire. Things might turn out.
I am in favor of... Sure, and I'm not... Anything is better.
I'm also...
Thank you, everyone.
Not to rain on your parade. He's erudite. You all already... When all said...
That's enough.
Sorry. I just can't force myself.
Yeah, it's weak.
You're right, Inaya. We're up against the Academia, but I still want... And it's not just me. I think say what's on your mind, and do what you think should be done. If we fail after that, then at least we won't have any regrets. I mean...
I understand.
Then, you can still get into...
Yes.
Then, please help us pass on my request. But since we've I by myself...
Right.
That's right, Miss. Beat the bad guy. Just make him eat.
You two. We aren't getting into a fight, but thank you for your...
Well said back there, Nilu.
I felt that I might have said a bit too much. Anyway...
When the day comes, I'll get... If anything goes wrong, I can't...
I didn't expect... That reminded me. I can't do things...
Sorry.
It's all right. Have faith that...
But won't you have her...
So relax. Look at us now. He was thrilled. We wouldn't be...
Are you...
Yes, but I truly do mean what I say. Being here at the theater has taught the most important... I can choose to... Similarly, good and bad.
You have a...
Nilu, you don't have to be...
Thank you, Miss...
No need to thank me.
You're... All right.
Good.
This just came up.
Beats me. Everyone...
This just came...
Beats me. Everyone...
No one is allowed... Watch out, Mr.
Mr. Zubair.
It won't be difficult. I have I did all of that to protect ourselves if something like... Yes, I know. But anyone who's staying at the theater is one of us. If I can't even protect the members of the theater from outside pressure, then I have failed in my duty as a manager. In summary, as long as you...
All right.
While you prepare... Once you're done...
Do we really...
Right now, Nilu, with your talent...
I've never thought... I also want...
You're becoming more... Do your best.
Her?
Inaya was right. It wasn't out of... After all, I'd be a terrible... She knows better than...
My teacher. She was an excellent dancer, but she's retired now. If we have time later, I'd be happy to tell you more about her.
the day comes, I'll get. If anything goes wrong, I can't.
Inaya was right. It wasn't out of. After all, I'd be a terrible person if I spoke. She knows better than.
This just
beats me. Everyone.
Budget again.
Consider this no matter the outcome.
No one is allowed.
Watch out, Mr. Bad.
No one is allowed to bully Miss Nilu.
Watch out, Mr. Bad Guy. Pow! Bam!
Just notify the.
Paimon doesn't
So, you've already developed some prejudices against.
Oh, Paimon.
Although, What do you think is the meaning of art?
Oh, this again.
We probably do need to tackle this question if we want to. I don't know. Does that count as a meaning?
You answered him so seriously. Careful, Nilu. This guy's ramblings never make any sense.
No, no. Nilu's answer far surpasses yours. And it is close to my own. The meaning of art comes not from its creators, but from its audience. In other words, only art that can be appreciated by others will impart its essence and value upon the minds of its audience. This is something that the academia can never understand. I once pursued the mastery of art, much like how a researcher would. However, I knew that I remained even perplexed about this conundrum until I visited this theater and watched one of Nilu's performances.
It was that life-changing?
Everyone here, in all honesty.
Hey.
But what bewildered, I realized I left this art will no longer. If art can.
When you, Mr. Zubair and I, to put it simply,
I once stood in. I care not for where my feet may take me next. But Nilu, you cannot.
I understand.
Dust the cob.
He really seemed to care a lot about the theater.
Once you get to know him, you'll realize that he's actually a...
You're here. Is the theater actually...
He's been worried sick.
Hey!
Yes.
What the heck?
They're
Don't tell me you'll...
Come on.
Yeah.
There's no need to... If I win...
Really?
Mine too.
Yeah.
Good thing they have the...
Yeah, they need to touch more. Exactly.
Don't worry. Everyone...
Right. If they don't believe that...
Maybe you can prepare...
Ignore him. No matter what...
Thank you all so...
There are always more...
I feel like the pieces are starting to fall into place. Let's head back to the theater. Miss Inaya?
No, Miss Nilu. Miss Inaya isn't back yet. Wasn't she just passing on a
Traveler, Paimon, I think I've messed up big time. What if Inaya never played?
What?
It's just a gut feeling, but knowing her, she probably thinks that—
Oh, right!
She has a long-standing conflict. She doesn't think that we can win the debate.
Mm-hmm. And then she just—
Exactly. Anyway, first thing—
But where should we start?
I think I might know. Before I brought her to Zubair Theater, she was— If she has nowhere else to go up—
Then let's go take a look!
Yes,
Is this an answer from this world?
are signs that someone had stayed here very recently.
But we can't confirm. Let's take a look around. Did you hear that?
I heard it too. Let's investigate. Take a deep breath, as if you're about to blow up a huge balloon. Exhale all your sleepiness into it, and then, poof! It's now flying away. There are signs that some...
But we can't Let's take a look around. Did you hear that?
I heard it too. Let's investigate.
It sounds like we're getting closer. The voice is coming from over there.
Yes, we're almost there.
Stay back! It's Inaya! She's being attacked by wild animals! Inaya, don't be scared! We're coming to help!
Laid bare.
There weren't... Sorry. There will always be a victim. Whether it's me or the theater. You can't eat your cake and have it too. You can't win a debate against the academia. My father is an extremely demanding man. He's always wanted me to become an exceptional researcher and his academic successor. I tried my best to meet his expectations, but he still wasn't satisfied. I'm no genius. Yeah.
So that's why you...
At first, for one exam, I thought that I even used the embroidery skills I learned at school to make a commemorative gift for him. I thought, even this daughter...
I see.
Yeah. I was tired of him yelling at me every day. All I wanted was to see him, but... He was... You think you should... I forgot how long I'd cried for. I only remember my parents arguing. They argued for such a long... I've completely given up. I don't think you can beat him in a debate. He can never understand the relation. He just wants that what we cherish.
It sounds like you're...
I understand, but when we were preparing for the...
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose.
Art must first.
No. Mr. Zubair has been No. Everyone is free to No. Mr. Zubair has been Miss Raykar has, although she ran, she told me that I can sympathize with those unhappy experiences. Don't let your past suffer.
Oh.
Let the past stay in the past.
When I ran away from home, but you're right.
Maybe you'll disappoint him, but that doesn't matter. Don't let go of the answer you were.
That's right.
You're right. There's nothing to... I'm not trying to meet his expectations. So why should I give up because of him? I can't afford to lose anything more. The debate will not only protect Zubair Theater, but also allow me to settle things with Father.
That's the
Let's go. I know him very well.
All right.
Well,
okay. Looking forward to your good news. That should be I'm not sure why, but I'm getting...
You were great, Nilu! Your words won't talk like that during the debate, and you'll get an easy win!
Thanks for that, Pipe, but I still feel like it'll be... Yeah. Huh? What's left?
Huh? Isn't a theater just...
Wait. Let me think.
The most important...
When we were trying to find a way to save the theater, we heard many stories not of. Zubair Theater is our reason for coming together. It connects us all in unique ways. In other words, it's like a bond.
A bond?
The theater provides... It also gives enough, and its story won't end here. And we'll all be there for them. Aside from the delivery...
Yeah, that makes... But... Paimon does... Oh, gotcha! No matter how...
I feel like that's another prong...
Paimon also...
Sorry for the wait. Things went a lot more... Why are you all smiling so much?
We realized that your dad...
We have to win.
In the blink of an eye, it's already debate time! We did a lot of preparations with Nilu. Hopefully they were helpful.
Hello and welcome. I swear to I ask for both parties to stand. May the Dendro Archon...
Since you may have misunderstood. However, the truth, therefore, the works they can... We have failed to identify these qualities in the show. In other words, instead of... Zubair Theater would not be today...
Aggressive from the get-go. He's really pretty. Can you stand her ground?
Calm down. He said that we... The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Don't think that Hinaya really wants to win. Hinaya... In your eyes, shouldn't it be the audience who decides if a show is intellectual or enlightening? Why is someone from... Also, art doesn't discriminate.
Appreciation is but a... This stance hold... If all performances are simple-minded, nurturing the populace...
He changed the top, if I remember correctly.
The most important thing about an experience is how you
No. Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the... No. Can't do that. No. Hinaya really wants to win. The theater carries... No. The theater carries... Someone at our he was a famed... I agree that art... If a work can't tap into it, what's the point of... That would only be...
You can only reach that...
In that case...
You tell them, Nilu.
Looks like he's back as the party holding... Likewise, the definition that... Additionally...
Keep it up, Nilu!
In that case, I shall speak of this course of action. However, you have consciously...
That is indeed so, according to the...
He started talking... I need to rethink...
The most important thing about an experience...
I need to...
Art must...
Mr. Zubair has... Although the theater... Demolition notice failing to find...
Yeah! That's right!
There are... So long as this matter...
Looking at the past, however...
That's more than...
Nilu's definitely won this point, right? You're right.
Even if permission for demolition has... Based on that fact...
Under the current system...
That's a thing?
Rather than protecting Zubair Theater, I surmise that without them, and without its performance...
What you said...
Keep it cool.
Right. I need to keep calm just a little more.
The most important thing about an
No.
Art must first be appreciated by us.
No. Mr. Zubair has... No. Everyone is free to... No. Hinaya really wants to win. Zubair Theater isn't simply a performance. Miss Raykar can't... Her son, Mr. Kasani, Mr. Farhad, even Inai, Zubair Theater...
Perhaps Zubair, the interpersonal relation, Sheikh Zubair relationship when scholars collect. However, the reason...
He really doesn't think much...
Sharif's argument, the continuance, the academia...
Oh no, what should we do? A setup?
Good. But... Hinaya... She already agreed to this. Mr. Sharif, then,
if someone has failed to live up to your expectations...
Inaya...
Sorry, Nilu. If in your eyes, the purpose of my by your logic...
Members of the
Let her speak. What she does not...
No matter. You're so...
Yeah.
You can watch a
I'm almost start order!
I confess that this is the final argument we had prepared. Disown me, and you will win. But before that, I've been doing... I kept... That is to say, I won't force my expectations upon you anymore. I will move on, but if you...
This is not the...
You already...
You should be asking...
Of course, Miss Inai!
It was a bit of a...
Make no... All those who come to Zubair Theater become one of us!
It is surprising.
Wait, what are you... never mind.
They left?
Does that mean
We won?
Nilu, you're amazing!
I relaxed for a... It looks like he's...
Terrific work!
Didn't know you could...
This real...
both Miss Nilu? Should we throw a...
Oh, it's you. Yes, I feel a lot. I don't think I could repeat what I did a sec. Yes, And it's all thanks to you. Then I'll have to tell you about my teacher. Mr. Zubair opened his theater when I was still a child. There was a beautiful... I thought to myself. But later on, she would actually... Yeah. She said, dance is an art. It is a beautiful thing born from our life experience. In other words, she wasn't looking for flowers and applause. All she wanted? Right. I was completely moved by what she had said before she retired. This is why Mr. Zubair and I, even though it ended up causing everyone a whole lot of trouble, thankfully, everything worked out in the end. Although, yeah, even though she has before he left, he probably has a lot of things he wants to say. Yeah, you and Paimon...
Are you still worried about Inaya? What?
Everyone? She'll be dancing.
Inaya's taken her place. When you stop and think about it, happy endings like this sure aren't easy to come by. Nilou's efforts, everyone's wisdom, Inaya's determination. What do you mean by that? The whole demolition, if he really wanted to be... Oh well, it's not like we can understand how people like him Huh? Wait, look who the cat Isn't that Inaya's father?
Oh, I don't have much to... No, I am simply here to watch a performance. Well, my loss at the debate. I used this opportunity to...
Suspended?
Yes, I am temporarily unemployed. However, I now have an abundance of time. I admit that I do not. I still cannot forget that young lady's perseverance. There are no parents who do not worry about their children. Never mind.
You're already here?
No. Do not tell her that I would...
Come on. Who knows if you'll get a chance like this again? But... Huh? You said you were going to make peace with your past. Show your father how much you've grown. Don't be nervous. Everyone at Zubair Theater has your back. Hey, let's go somewhere else. We should give them some space.
You sure they'll be okay?
I don't know, but I think we should have faith in them.
Yes, Inaya. I have something for you. I'm still learning. It's hardly a masterpiece, but it's yours, if you'll take it. You don't have to take it. It's fine. Never mind.
Let's have a heart-to-heart, Father.
Like father, like daughter. They're both so awkward with their feelings.
Yeah. She probably would.
Do you think they'll...
I'm not all those... But no matter where... All I wish for the... Oh, by the way, so we meet...
Whoa! This is
a... Mr. Zubair, Miss Raykar, as adventurers, that's why we hope that your time at Zubair Theater will become a fond memory of your journey.
We'll come back and watch you dance whenever we get the chance.
You're welcome. Come on, take it.
Witness my rise.